everyone. So this is going to be my Eclipse collective reading. If you would like an Eclipse personal reading, then make sure that you book through the website or you send through Cash App. Make sure that if you book a reading that you have your journal ready, because we're going to be doing exercises for the next couple of nights with this eclipse energy that's coming in. And y'all, I know that there's been so much that's taking place around the world, and we just have to understand what's kind of happening right now, because we're basically shifting into a new earth. And so anything that is not on the vibration on that 5D energy is getting removed. Like a lot of toxic things and toxic people who've been toxic to the earth in general are getting removed. And so this is why we kind of push into raising our vibrations and moving in actions of love, because it was only meant for these dark forces that are trying to rule earth to be over the planet for so long. And now that they are in a place where they're losing power, they're trying to take everybody that they can. And this has even been prophesied in the Bible, and it just shows how the deceptive dark energies, and I don't necessarily want to say dark, because dark has been given a bad word to us, but dark was actually something good in ancient times. That's where you found your light. Like, we came from the darkness, we are etheric beings, and even the sky and everything in the universe, it comes from dark, and then light was created. And so I don't want to say that dark was a bad thing, because even when we start in our mother's womb, we're in a dark space, and then we enter into the world. But you need both of those things. So I'm going to say the evil forces, okay? The forces that are here to take as many people with them as possible. And when you get to really understand the spiritual path, you understand that a lot of low vibrational people, a lot of people who are not raising their vibrations or not healing, or they're not operating in love, a lot of them tend to be in a place where their soul is already in hell, right? So whatever we deal with on a physical realm, there's already something that's manifesting in the spiritual realm. And this is why they say, above so below. What's happening in the heavens is happening in the earthly realm as well, because everything is connected. So you still have a spiritual body that your physical body is connected to. And when we don't take the time for spirit to listen to what spirit is telling us, or our intuition to really sit, that's when we start having problems a lot of times in life, because we become disconnected to soul or spirit, and we start getting more into worldly things, and we become distracted by a lot. So just keep that in mind during this time, to make sure that you protect your energy. Doing protective work during this time is also very good, because we're getting ready to go into a time, and I think I've said it a couple of times, where we're coming across a major pandemic that's going to be twice as bad as the last one, right? And this was already foreseen because of some of the things that's taking place in astrology. So what's happening right now, it has to happen in order to clear off some of these energies. It has to happen in order to break down some of the illusions that we've been believing, and so on. So I'm going to get more into that, but I just kind of wanted to reiterate that, because I know a lot of people come to me for different types of readings, but I always try to promote as much as possible us doing the readings for our soul and for our personal growth and healing, so that we can make sure that we're actually on track, okay? And not just in our love lives, because love will come to you, okay, when you are already moving in love. If you're in your self-love energy and you've been in a place where your heart chakra is fully open, then love attracts to you naturally, okay? So that isn't the thing that we want to worry about the most, because we were sent here not just to be in love with someone. And I think a lot of times, even when we get love readings, is cool. It provides us with clarity. But the main thing that when we sit and do these readings is we need to remember that we're also connecting to, our higher self. We're connecting to God. We're connecting to our spirit guides and our ancestors. So we're connecting to high vibrational extended masters and spirit guides, our guardian angels, and we should be using that spiritual gift and the presence of those beings to allow them to guide us in our purpose here, because we each came here with a purpose to fulfill. And when we are not really moving in that purpose, we start dealing with more and more issues. And I'm not saying that you don't have a struggle in your purpose, because people who have higher callings and people who have they are aligned with it, they come across different obstacles than people who are just dealing with the program. And it's meant to be like that, because a lot of people are comfortable in the program. But the thing is, just because it's comfortable and it feels safe, it doesn't always mean that that's how it's going to end. Even when you see how things are in times today, a lot of stuff is not guaranteed when we continually depend on these powers that be to be our support when it comes to housing and our food and things like that. And so it's really important for us to all become kind of self-sufficient in a way that we can stand on our own and be whole people that we were designed to be. Because no one was really here to have control over our lives. We were meant to be sovereign, but a lot of times we just don't know how to go about that. And it starts with your soul. It starts with your spirit. And when you are able to liberate your spirit and your soul, then the physical follows. And so, liberating your mental body, your spiritual body, and that is what we do when we do readings, or we do our healing circles or journaling and doing our exercises, right? Is we're manifesting the reality that we want. So enough talking. I wanted to get into this reading and just kind of explain what the eclipse readings were. So I do have 3 cards that are here, and I have the Libra, the Earth, and the Saturn. And I felt like this resonated even with myself, because I'm needing to ground myself more. And that's why that Earth card is there, because this is about somebody connecting more to Earth. And I feel like even in this time is really important. A lot of people with the crisis, and y'all, we're going to go into a crisis. You just got to be prepared, okay? But a lot of people, if they're not really in tune with Earth, what ends up happening is they're going to go in the route of fear. They're going to go in the route that the powers to be want them to, which is harvesting their energy, right? So a lot of people are like, we got to get more jobs, or we're going to go ahead and run and get all the groceries, and they're going and panicking and stuff like that. And it's like, be still, ground yourself, know that the earth provides everything. There's somewhere around you where there's clean water that the earth is providing, that's literally free. There's somewhere around you where the earth is providing berries, is providing, different types of fruits. And if not, those are things that you can grow somewhere in your home or somewhere in your yard. But eventually we have to get to that point where we're more connected with the earth, so we can understand that the earth gave us everything, not man. And a lot of times when we depend on man-made things, these things fail because they were created through false illusions of what power is. And power is in you. You are the power. The people have the power. But a lot of times they don't realize that, and so they let somebody else tell them and make them feel like they have the power based off of illusions. And this is why they push a lot of manipulation that we see in the media today, is because they want to make us think that they have the authority. And this is also a reason why a lot of times they will publicly show things like where they're going to do harm to somebody, to show us, hey, we're going to do this and nobody's going to do anything about it other than make social media posts or sign a petition. And so this is when we have to understand we actually have more power over them than they have over us. But until we realize that, we continue to give it to them because we're not standing in our true selves, and we're not standing in the authority that we were given in our birthright, that we were given to be the leaders, to be the rulers, to be, the people of our communities that we have come here to really be. And this Libra card that has come out before this is about balance. It's about having the right balance. It can also be about justice because Libras come in and they right the things that are wrong. If something is not right or you've been wronged in your life anytime, then this Libra energy comes in to bring about that change to even the score. The Saturn card is also there. So even thinking about the Libra coming in to change something or set the score right, and seeing the Saturn is the planet that is also, it also deals with karma. And I just seen 1111 on the recorder. But keep in mind that right now we're also in a Saturn retrograde. So a lot of people just have to remember not to take everything personal. Some things may not have anything to do with what you've done or attack on you. This may be some type of energetic clearing that has to happen in order for you to go into this next level. Okay, some things have to happen in order for you to go where you need to. And one of the messages that I heard today when I was out shopping was sometimes God will take everything from you that you were holding on to because your ego wouldn't let it go. God had to take it because God wanted you to have more. God had something better for you. You deserved something better, but you were holding on to something that may have been stressing you. It may have been overworking you. It may have been, taking away too much of your life, and that's not a part of your birthright. Your birthright is to be divine, is to be happy, is to flourish, is to thrive, is to really live out whatever it is that you visualize, right? Because we have those visions for a reason. That's something within us that's showing us who we can be if we really step into who we are. But a lot of times our ego says, I can't, or, well, I got to do this, and our ego stays in the third dimension making excuses for why we can't be who we came here to be. And I know because I deal with this too, y'all. Even though I'm a spiritualist and I'm very transparent, I still deal with things, and I have to go and get consultations from spiritualists and stuff too. So I'm just sharing. We all are healing and growing together, and that's the best thing, is that we are all helping each other to evolve, the ones of us who are trying. So keep that in mind, because I feel like that is a big message that's coming in with that Saturn and that Libra, is somebody is having to pay off some karmic debt, but it is going to even the score, and things are going to be they're going to be brought back to they're going to be brought back to normal, or maybe not normal, but what it is that you deserve. And so right now it's just very important to ground yourself in whatever it is that you're going through, and remember that it's going to get better. Okay, sometimes the karma that we dealing with don't even be our karma. I just seen 1414. Sometimes we dealing with ancestral karma. And there is a scripture somewhere in the Bible, but it does say that it's like, will a man, or it deals with something about a man, and when he does something, how his children takes on his sins, or takes on his whatever it is that he did. And basically it's saying that when somebody does something wrong, karma might not come back around to that person. It might come back down through the bloodline. So sometimes we going through things that our ancestors done did. Sometimes we going through things that they did not do. Okay, so sometimes we dealing with things because they didn't do what they needed to do. Sometimes we dealing with karma from something our parents did, because when we are not moving in mayat and we are moving in actions where we hurting one another and we hurting ourselves, then that karma can come back around. Because say your daddy was out here, beating on women or something, and then one of those women came back around and cursed him, or something like that. The curse might not have affected him, but it might come back down and it might affect his bloodline. Or if he does end up cursed and he has children, then it can affect his bloodline unless those children know how to heal, or there's somebody who can come along and help to heal that family. So it's always important that we try to make sure that we are living in harmony. And see, that Libra card is also about Mayat, because Mayat is the Libra. And it's about balance, it's about order, it's about justice, it's about truth, it's about reciprocity, righteousness, and did I say order? I don't know, but Mayat has the 7 principles, and those 7 principles are what reminds us how to keep everything harmonized around us. So even when we do something wrong, we work to correct it so that there's harmony, so that there's balance, so that there is not chaos in the atmosphere. Okay, so even when we do something that's incorrect, we use those principles to go back and be like, okay, I need to do this, or I need to do that. So with this eclipse reading, I'm going to ask a few questions, and then we're going to see what cards come out. And this is a collective reading, but like I said, if you want a personal reading, you can book through the website. So the first question that we're going to ask in this eclipse reading is, what am I being called to release during this eclipse? So let's see what we are being called to release during the eclipse. Okay, so we have the dwarves and gnomes here. So this card is about somebody who has a lot of wisdom. And what I'm picking up here is that maybe somebody's holding on to a lot that they're just not sharing, right? Somebody could be like a teacher and they're just not teaching. They may need to let go of their ego, or it's kind of like somebody who kind of is a know-it-all, or they know a lot, but it doesn't help if you're not using the information to teach others, right? So when we just have the information to ourselves and we're like, F everybody, then we're kind of not in our purpose. Our purpose is to help others around us evolve in some type of way. So whether you become a doctor, or whether you become a lawyer or a teacher, we all have some type of purpose that helps humanity to evolve in the world around us. Even if it's not that, it might be that you like to garden, or you're humanitarian, or you like animals. Some people might be doing things that help clean up the earth, but we all have some type of purpose, right? Okay, so basically this is somebody who has knowledge, and that they should begin to share this knowledge or share this wisdom with somebody, and they need to release the need to always be right, is what I'm picking up as well. The next question that we're going to ask is, what old patterns or beliefs are blocking my growth? So let's see, what patterns or beliefs could be blocking the collective's growth? So we have the 2 of Earth, which is really interesting. So the 2 of Earth is like the 2 of Coins. I'm picking up a lot of juggling energy here. Even with that Libra card being here, it's like procrastination, or going back and forth, or somebody could be a teacher, but they're not in their full potential. And I have this issue with myself, coach, so this can also resonate some with me. But really just shining your light and being who you are. And so some people may be kind of going back and forth, like trying to balance it, and God may be saying, like, give it your all, trust the process. The next question is, where should I focus my energy for personal or spiritual growth? So where should the collective focus their energy? The Two of Coins is also about material, like the material realm, having everything it is that you need. So one of the things that it could also be asking you to kind of let go of is certain material things. Like if you're holding on to certain material things, connecting more with spirit, okay? That can be the back and forth thing. Like some people know that they should be doing more, or they know that they should let go of something, but some people are so focused on their materials that they're not willing to, because they're like, well, I've worked for all of this, and see, this is going to be a test for a lot of people when we start going through these shifts to the new earth. Because if people are not doing what God has called them to do, or what their purpose is, because they're so materialistic, then it's going to be a huge problem for them. And I just seen 21 on the clock. So the question, the third one was, where should I focus my energy? And the 10 of air came out. And the 10 of air is about, and what I'm seeing is somebody needing to let some things go from their past here. There's some relationships that it's time for you to cut loose. And this can also be in that Two of Earth energy, because and I feel like this is somebody who has the wisdom to grow, but they're still holding on to dead situations. And they're trying to balance it out. They're trying to live in this worldly stuff and be spiritual and stuff. They have this knowledge, but they're not being in their full potential, because they're still holding on to things in the 3D that does not serve their higher good. And so those things can be affecting you. And so I feel like what this is asking you is to focus on the areas that you need to cut ties with in this time. Okay. So the question after that is, what hidden truths or insights are being revealed to the collective right now? So what hidden truths are being revealed to the collective? Some people may also be realizing some things about their friends or family during this time. Some people may be coming across an awakening. This Yamaya card is out here. So some people may be having some type of revelation when it comes to their maternal figures in their life. Some people may be needing to do some type of mother wound healings. Some people may be needing to mother themselves. I'm also seeing childbearing. So some people could be also expecting children, or some people could be having children, because Yamaya is the deity or the Orisha who comes in to protect women who are pregnant. And so with this here, if that is the case, it may also be important to protect your energy. Like, it's real important for you to release and let go of any relationships that are negative. You need to cut ties, because this energy is a major arcana. This is a big energy. This is Empress energy, okay? This is somebody who is very loving. The love flows to them. It flows out of them. This is somebody who is very reciprocal, somebody who's very abundant. But you can't take those people or those relationships that may be affecting your aura and your greatness with you, because you're an Empress. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're somebody who's meant to be a shot caller. You're somebody who's a big boss. You're somebody who is literally here walking in a higher calling, somebody of a spiritual, like a high spiritual ranking. And when you are a high spiritual ranking, you can't put yourself around everybody. Some people who have high spiritual rankings have to stay away from a lot of people, because their powers are so strong. And a lot of times people see that, they'll attract to you, and then they'll take a little piece. Each person will take a little piece. So you're really strong, but you would be stronger if you didn't have a lot of people taking, right? So realigning yourself, really focusing on who respects you, who loves you correctly, who pours into you, who assists you with your healing, who assists you with your growth. Those relationships that are not pushing you to do better, they are not here to help you in this stage of your healing, in your stage of abundance. They can also be blocking you, because some of these people can come in and be praying against your greatness. Okay? So the next question that we have is, what opportunities will open up for me during or after this eclipse? We have the Oba card. So some people can be walking towards marriage. Some people can be walking towards commitments. They could be walking towards love. I'm picking up divine feminine energy here, but this can also be for masculines. Some masculines could be attracting their wife during this time, and this wife could be somebody who is, everything that you're looking for in a woman, from a committed wife to somebody who's beautiful, somebody who is a mother figure, somebody who's very loving and attractive. And I'm feeling that Empress energy. Okay, so these masculines could be looking for their Empress. Everyone does not carry an Empress energy. To be in an Empress energy, you gotta walk like royalty. You have to talk to people like royalty. You gotta carry yourself like royalty. Some people are speaking in a frequency that is not royal. You know what I'm saying? And even how we talk, that matters. If you are an Empress, you got to carry yourself like royalty every day. And if you feel like the people is bringing you out of character, then like I said, you need to cut those ties, because you cannot allow people to bring you down into that energy when you supposed to be here with a crown on your head and you a ruler. When you got that type of power, you can manifest anything it is that you want to, but your manifestations sometimes will not prosper when you're not on the frequency to receive them. So you got to ask yourself, if the relationships you own, if they on a frequency that's not aligned with what you want. Because if the relationships around you, you wanting to, chase a certain career, or the people on that frequency that you trying to chase, are they tuned into those things? Can they provide you with resources? Can they help you grow? Can they tell you which direction to go? Because a lot of people, when they don't believe in themselves, or they don't think that they can do it, or they don't see a way out, they'll talk you out of it, because they'll say, that's impossible. Ain't nobody did that. How you think you gonna do that? Ain't none of us out here doing that. But see, that is between you and your higher self. That's between you and God. Because anything is possible when you connect it to your divinity. Anytime you in your God self, you gonna manifest anything. So what do you mean? Okay, and a lot of people, that's when you got to be able to decipher. And this goes back to what's being revealed. You got to be able to decipher who is for you. I just seen 2828 on the clock. But who's really for you, and who's just a karmic, who's there to teach you a lesson. And some of you may be going through lessons. But with that Oba card, some of you, if you divine masculines, you are attracting the woman who's coming in to be what it is that you desire. If you're a divine feminine, then you're walking towards your person by being in your Empress energy. Okay? Being in your warrior energy. Just because you a divine feminine don't mean you come in here and just got to be soft, because our ancestors, our divine feminine ancestors were warriors. That's why you see Oba with the knife and a shield in her hand, because baby, they still came to slay. They still came to slay. And one of the things about Oba, one of the lessons that came with her, was self-love. So making sure that you also love yourself no matter what. Now, the last question that I wanted to ask is, how can I align myself with my highest potential during this time of change? So, how can the collective align themselves during this time of change? So, some people are walking towards their divine person, some people are walking towards their divine purpose. Okay? And that purpose can be that some of you are here to be rulers, and you're downgrading yourself by being in a crowd of people who do not see your light. But God has already called you, and you feel that in your heart. You feel it in your heart, but you're not stepping in your power because you're too caught up with the balancing of your ego, the balancing of something that you got to let go of. And this, even for me, is something that I said that I have to work on too, y'all. So when we do these collective readings, they may resonate with all of us. They may resonate with just a few people. You know, it's just whoever. And I just knew this card needed to come out. It was trying to come out a little while ago, but this is the Oshala card, and you see how Oshala, he even has a knife in his hands. But this is somebody who has some real pure energy. This is somebody that is a warrior. This is the Emperor card. So you got the Empress and you have the Emperor. This is also divine balance. So you could be balancing out multiple things. Okay, so what I'm seeing is balancing out needing to release the negativity, needing to release the negative relationships, needing to let go of the things that don't serve your highest purpose, and you needing to align with your divine purpose, right? Because when you align with this is also attracting this stability. It's attracting your mansion. And your mansion may not look like everybody. Somebody mansion just maybe there, I'm just speaking, but somebody might just be happy with a 3-bedroom. Somebody might be happy with a room on an island. Whatever it is that you visualize that you want for yourself. This can also be your person coming towards you, because it's Oshala. You see how the man is going towards the committed wife. And so everything that you desire is going to come to you from the balance that you need. Because right now you're trying to balance out things alone. You're trying to balance out a lot and juggling a lot when you don't have to. You just have to be who you came here to be. And you're going to attract everything it is. But see, the thing is, even with Yamaya, you see how she has this mirror in her hand? She has the ability, and I don't know if y'all know anything about mirrors with spirituality, but you can use mirrors for magic. So she has the ability to speak into that and not just look at herself as, beauty or glamorizing, but you can use mirrors to affirm yourself. You can use mirrors to speak positive affirmations over yourself. Mirrors are portals. That's why they say you shouldn't have them in your bedroom. But you can speak your reality into your life. Sometimes you need to go and give yourself a pep talk and look yourself in the mirror and put that spell on yourself, right? Of what it is that you want. And speak those affirmations, and you call what it is that you want into your life. I just seen 3355. So right now, aligning yourself with your highest calling, finding your purpose, knowing who you are. Knowing who you are is so important. And some of you are literally divine warriors. Some of you are emperors and empresses. And you're here to lead. Even with that teacher card is there. You're here to lead. You're here to teach. You're here to share. You're here to open up. You're here to shine your light. And you got to figure out why you're not doing that. Because if you do that, everything else that you need is on the other side of that. It's waiting for you. So the things that you desire is on the side of your higher self. And it's just waiting for you to step into it and be who you came here to be. And that is what I have in this reading. If you would like a eclipse reading, I will be available this evening and tomorrow. I'll probably do them through the week for anyone who would like an eclipse reading, because that new moon is, that energy is kind of there for a few days, and we can all do some releasing. So what I'm going to suggest with this is getting your journal and getting a piece of paper, and I want you to write down everything that you feel like does not serve a purpose. I really want you to write down what your purpose is, or I want you to write down who you are, and then I want you to write down everything that does not align with that. Okay? So if it's your job, if it's a house, if it's a poverty mindset, if it's you telling yourself you're not good enough, if it's the addictions that you have, it's something that you gotta release. If you, on alcohol all the time, if you smoking cigarettes all the time, you gotta be like, I release this addiction, because this is not who I am. I am an empress. I am an emperor, and I'm gonna let this bad habit, I'm gonna let this negative thing go. And you're gonna write those things down during this eclipse, because it's gonna be so powerful to do this, okay? And I know that this is during a new moon, but with this eclipse, it's good to use this to do release and your manifestation. So always, I suggest doing some releasing and letting some things go when we're asking for new things to come in. So starting with the releasing, and then in the next couple of days after you've released, you've cleansed yourself, focus on those wonderful manifestations that you want. And that is pretty much what I have for y'all in this reading. I hope y'all enjoyed, and you can book for your personal reading on the website, or you can message me directly and book a reading. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for tuning in.